Mr. Kazia, Sani.
Sani bakalamba.
Ifwe tuli bwino katwishimwe.
Nafe wene tulife bwino nga imwalireni.
Awe, tafichira pabwali.
Tafichira pabwali. Kuli imwe.
Kamba kuli banani?
Imwe mulesalula imwe.
Tulesalula?
Mulanda ati akatisita kalisa ba PF mwale salula na ifwelelo tulesalula te imwe.
Na imwe. Ya ayo ma politics yayo.
Tamaka muna kanyimbo kalati akatanshita kalisa ba PF mwale salula na ifwelelo tulesalula.
Yeah, well, you know what? Gavana say enjoy Makandas ni for free. Let them enjoy. But
Imwe ni mule salula imwe.
If see, the thing is this. Fyali pusane fya mu PF. Kusalula kwa mu PF na kusalula kwa mu UPN fyali pusana.
Okay.
Yeah. Fyali pusana. Very, very different.
So ukusalula kwenu imo kwa pusana pesa.
Ifwa kusalula kwesu kuingira mwayanga ni business walikwata business waya wachita apply bwino bakupera endalama shakushita business waya wabomba watampa okusalula.
So imwe efo muchita define ukusalula oko tefe.
Yes, through different avenues that the government has given you. The government has given you avenues on how you can be a productive Zambian.
Okay.
So I'm a handout ya mu PF.
Imo mulenje efo mulesalula mulenje bapali how you Lene you must allow me to tell you if one day mono kusalula kwa mu UPND because imo mulenje kusalula kwa mu PF. So to the same measure na ine mfuire na kwata a chance of telling you if mulesalula mu UPND rather than imwe mukwate monopoly yakunje befu twale salula nefo mulesalula ine no land up.
London. Okay, since you know fish resalula, how are you seeing ya for resalula?
Mulesalula chimo chine. Fiafi nefe resalula ba PF na imwe fo mulesalula. Tapali ubukutana.
I don't see yo na mwabe pa yo. I don't see it. Give me an example. Give me an example.
Example yakukumana pa intercity. Okay, na mpela example. Example yakukumana pa intercity, yakukumana pa Katondo wasenda ama shares ya mine. Wakwacha wabwera kutokuti muchaidwa paka Tondo Street mwaya kumana paka Tondo Street. That's what Gilbert said kairi ati na kumenye fyo muchainizi pa street.
Gilbert the lawyer.
Gilbert UPND nani? What do you call it?
You have to be specific. If you're putting out names, you have to be specific on who you are talking about.
Gilbert Liswaniso. The UPND. You have not seen the interview where he talks about how we got to the mine?
No.
Okay, then I'll find it and I'll send it to you. He was interviewed by Hot FM.
I highly doubt that one.
No, you can't doubt it because it's there. You can even Google it if you want. You say Gilbert Liswaniso discussing shares in the mine, in Mukush mine. It's there. It's not like I'm making this up.
Okay. Okay. Even if that's the case, what's wrong with the Zambian participating in the economy of Zambia? What's wrong with that?
But did I say it is wrong?
No, because the way you're putting at Katondo Street, first of all, you mentioned Katondo Street. Okay.
I'm saying a street can be anywhere. Kuti yaba ni Katondo Street, yaba ni Zambeza, just chosen a street. Mwakumana pa street, umuntu apoka ama shares. Aya mumai.
Okupoka. He grabbed from whom?
He was given shares in the street.
Kupoka, it's more like somebody had something and then PF mwagwete na kupoka landi yandi. You see, so that's different.
Batan, ukote kusalula huyu, that is criminality. Mule umfwa, ukote kusali criminality. So, ukusalula te criminality. Busheku ni criminality. Ukusalula ni favoritism. No, so, ndela ndati mwachirati imwe ni mwe njebera timpelene example. So namupela example, mwambo kutalika example futi.
Ewe ndepshafi ama question. Because mwachiranda ati alia poka
apokeleba nani? Okay, ta nyongele yo. Shile mumsha tali nyonga ama shares. Ukupoka kuti banga kupela kuti wapokelela. kupokana kwenu kulaba kupela wapokelela mwamonaka chiranda tali ya nyonga musenzi by force so mumfwe bwino chibembe cho ndelanda
So Mulelanda bali mupela, according to what you're saying, he was given ama shares in a mine.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Don't cut what I'm saying. You complete the statement what I'm saying. Don't say Mulera bali mupela. Nshipele pali bali mupela. I've qualified you kupela. So I want you to finish everything that I've said. Don't
no.
cut.
I don't.
Okay.
I cannot think ahead of what you're thinking. Or
okay,
no, because I've got no idea about this one.
That's why you must listen. That's why you must listen. Now, if you're not listening, you're talking. How are you going to hear?
London guys too friend. Update us.
Umunenu ali mine aleta ndala mu Lusaka akumanya omu Chinese amupera ama shares mu mine. He traded the shares. He was granted the shares on the street. Mu Chinese kusamukumanya of all the 17 million Zambians kusamukumanya ati namukumanya oyu namutemwa sana so nama shares anamupera. That is what I'm talking about, because he was quizzed about how is that the way you get shares in UPND. Mulakuma na imo pastri simabatandanga mu ku Zambia mwamuna fyo mu Chinese wakwata mine kusakuma pastri nokusampera ama shares mu mine. Mulesa akusaluleni.
No, I don't think that was the case. Even though I don't even have an idea on what you're saying, the topic itself. But what I'm saying is this.
Look at this. Ngata mukwete idea tabatalika ngata ukwete idea ngata ukwete idea for
common sense
oh, so it means I can literally argue about everything you're going to say using common sense.
No. Here's what I'm saying. Since you have brought it up, you mwalanda bali mupera ma shares ya mine apokelera walifu akani
bani
mupere mwalanda tama Chinese bali mupera ama shares ya mine
mwenene formule butuka
discount
imwe nimwe mulefu ifa uti mwaya sukani mwewe feteti munji pushati mwalefu ayakani nchiteshani mulefu angasukeshani.
No, because naba mupera kwati imbo mwaisa mwasa mwanje baja bachanda monene ni mbonati maybe Gilbert Swaliso has got certain skills that uriya mu Chinese alefwaya.
Mulesa interject, that's why we need this point yandi yakwe bati
natulanda lande mwalanda so nomba ndelanda nomba. So the thing is this,
I want to
you see so maybe he had some certain what you call it.
But let's discuss. You've asked me something, but when you come to conversating, you are going elsewhere. We were talking about kusalula. Inenda ndirati akusalule nina imwe. Kesho mwana akatanzika kalisha ba PF bali salule. Banani. Nne ukani mpela example ati mule salula. Machinja ati mpelene example yaba le salula. So na mpela example yaba tia mule salula. Mshana ndati ali pango mulandu ini. Shana tali pango mulandu ndati ale salula by meeting yesterday umuntu pa street bampera amashares. Ala salula. That is what I said.
Tatavaka nyo kusalula. Nganawe ya ku market wayambushite nkoko kuti wayawasalula.
Ndeme bati imwe nomba nishite enu ya kusalula efondelanda mwale imbaka lwimbo ati akatanshita kalisha ba PF mwale salula na efwe katusalule. It is okay akusalule. This is what relation problem kusalula.
Tatrekana, but what I'm saying, what I was saying was ukusalula kwesu te kusalula kwati kwa nani kane ba PF imwe awe
that is in your opinion itefyo.
Well, hey, opinion
that is your opinion.
It's what every other Zambian can see. Because
it's what every other Zambian. We don't in Zambia, but I'm not saying what you are saying. It's not every Zambian.
but here's the thing. Abena Zambia kuti vachita differentiate. Time wa PF vari mu power. Ofo valesa rulashani. Okay? And then the time yaba UPND. Presa rulashani. So
but you
they're able to differentiate area ya kusarula because imwe ma ukwa bags imwe manani kula kuresha abantu cash senda kwa 50 iwe senda kwa 50 na iwe senda kwa kusarula
mama imwe mulesarula mukwiba 50 million worth of bags yaluba mwaiba Mwene umfweni bachanda imocho ndemi yeba pochakwe bati imwe akusaluleni. But you see imenga mulepera opinion yafyo mulesalula. I can't argue with your opinion. It is your opinion. Then I have my opinion. Then the Zambians would hear from you and me and make their own opinion. We can't say no papa finalanda ininga chanda. So my opinion yama Zambians, that is what they are thinking. No, they are very, very logical. They can hear us talk and say, we are landed. They can agree with me or they can not agree with me, or they can agree with you or they cannot agree. But because we don't carry statistics to say, who they agreed with more. To make up our arguments there.
Okay. So now my submission on this one is this.
Okay.
We as a UPND government were doing things more professional than the way the PF was doing.
That is
taturefika fetu asange abantu mwebantu akwalesa aneni impie chibagi chitante chandarama chafuma kuli bagateka aneni iwe sendako 20 iwe sendako 40 iwe sendako no. It has to be well structured, well implemented through my programs, quite CDF programs, quite cash for work. Things are well documented and programmed. Mamon, vile moneka na kumoneka njere hapa ni ndarama ngashafu mashiria. Not ndarama limbi oko kushachifuma shachiba 10. By the time she left kakulia ni 5. By the time she left my hands yama handlers. You see, there's no proper channel, there's no proper accountability of how you can actually make those or justify transfers of money or according to your word. So in most cases, if you look at the UPND policy, can we have a proper structure? CDF is something that has been have or is benefiting a lot of Zambians. And most people are to Avena Zambia and that CDF, no, especially the opposition. They're arguing the fact that it's helping Zambians. But Ngamoa, Kuma Deep Giori, Kumish, and ask, what is CDF here? They will tell it, well, because of CDF, my children are now accessing a free education. My children are now accessing, what you call it, a food program. Nowadays, Abana, they're not just going there for school only. They're now having access to food, because it's been implemented. It's part of the, the government system, the education system, where less privileged people or less privileged children can go, when they go to school, they're being fed for free. It is a real government program and system. Mamon, a real government program and system. And most people are actually accessing it and the less privileged are actually, identifying it and appreciating it. Now, even all these things when they're happening, what solutions are you going to bring if you're an opposition leader that's going to be different from what's happening now? What are we looking at? What is the solution? Okay, so we want to know that. So it's really strange to see or to hear umuntu alila ndafejere abantu akolesa tafire bomba efi awe CDF taibomba. You are a leader in your community. Government yami pere ndalama, can you go and use this money in your community? And then you learn that just because you don't like the leader or because you're in opposition, you're depriving Abantu Avena Zambia for what they can access. Okay? So those issues are
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Much.
Now, when I was to keep asking you the question you didn't answer. I was saying, when you talk about free, whose children are you talking about? Who are accessing free education? Which group of children?
Okay, so free education is free for all.
But which children?
No, it's free for all. There's no specific. When free education was introduced in the government system, there was no specific instruction to say Wakazia's child should not access it.
Okay. Now,
child should not, access it. It's
I have a follow-up question, because you see, the last week in Ireland, if this free education is so good, these bursary schemes are so good, the quality is so good, why have you removed your children from there and brought them to Canada and America and Australia? Why are you doing? Why is it that your children are in Chengelo, Trident, and everywhere else where quality is maintained? Why is it that way?
The thing is this. It's not today's problem. Okay?
Now
people have been going kuma banani, kuma Chengelo, kuma Lisef, international school for years.
Bonse twaleya ku University of Zambia na bamwana bakampanda na bonse. This time there pa University of Zambia, and if you're going to find umwana wakwa minister uri wonse palia. Tapali palia kutukana manisi ni nani umo wakwata pa umwana uri pa university. I would be very happy with that person. I would be very happy. I would be able to congratulate that person to say, Kanave Samoa Bombeni. The children, Monen Bakchanda, Imota Moa is with Zambia. Your quantity education, Moa Ingilamo, it is for others. They are not for the people those people that their children are there are paying. The children pay for the ministers and others to take their children to America. They don't pay for them to go to Munari, a secondary school, or Kabulonga.
Okay.
So
no, I hear you. I hear you.
So, but here's the thing. One of the things that has really worked is the quantity education has been achieved, but the quality has not. So it's okay if the focus is the quantity and not the quality. It is okay, because this is one of the biggest problems that when you go to study elsewhere, where now the advanced economies, the people that are coming to run our systems in Zambia, my expatriates, about to pay ama jobs where they get. If I wish to compete, Kufi was straightforward, because mwabatu alapa no take the more chana capacity. Mwabatu alapa University School of Engineering, Chile bombe fin from 1970 to train abantu at normal engineers. research and development mwalipa. So what are you talking about? Public education pay na me have a lot of beef to you. You are busy. When
Okay.
people
So before Mulenjeba, you brought it up yourself. Education
push not to understand. Hello?
No,
Ask me the question. Don't say what I'm telling you.
But,
because what I'm telling you is what I'm saying.
The education system that you're talking
ask
about.
Me the question.
No, but listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
The education system you're presenting to me to say the education system is this. Avena Zambia number, baletwala abana babo kuma private schools. Out of all these years, since 1964, fyatamba fyoko chitika mu UPND government.
Is that your answer to my question?
I think that's what you're trying to imply.
No. I'm saying that's not my question.
Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. But you were talking. I gave you a chance. You talk. So let me also present. Now, you are saying at Ichalo Chonsefe, Icha Zambia Pochapara, since 1964, since education system was introduced, aba nabamana nkane ministers never nanikane tabaya pokuma outside the country, only in the UPND government. You're forgetting the fact that
question that who told you that what you just said?
The most corrupt and in fact influential ministers who are your friends.
Watanda, who told you what you just said?
Their children are kuma banani. Their children yarikuma chengero mulera ndayo na
Watanda. Stop manufacturing what
government. No, let me finish. This government is saying, can we give free education to the ordinary Zambian? Okay? Instead of in fact, people now are moving their children from private schools to government schools because they're saying that why would I be paying $1 million for a private school when my child can go and get for free? So it's the opposite now. So abantu if from private school
no, look at this. You are manufacturing what I have not said and you create your own conversation on things that I have not said. If you want to question me on what I've said or clarification, you simply ask me. You don't have to create what I've not said and even put the words in there. Did I ever mention pre-independence or post-independence? I've not mentioned all those durations which you have started to bring in. I have not. I don't know why you are getting all those examples you are giving that this is what I'm saying or this is what I mean. No. If you don't know what I mean, you ask me questions. Like in an question. What do? You dodge the question and start to bring in other things. No. Let's have a conversation on Inengana language into you hold me accountable for what I've said. You ask me questions. What is the meaning of this? Don't say no, now here you mean this. When I'm here and I don't mean that.
No, but I asked you, you were presenting, you told me that free education is new government. They're not even benefiting because private what? Private.
But is that a fact?
No, it's not. That's why I went back and told you.
Okay.
From the history, okay, most people were taking their children kuma private schools. Now, because of free education, people are now removing their children from private schools to government school. Let's allow Danny to come in. Danny, welcome to the Dr. Danny. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We are discussing with a little bit off topic. Bagazia is talking about we're talking about free education, and he's saying
No. I can say it. Yes,
Okay,
it, but
say it.
you
Say
don't
it.
have to tell me what I'm saying when I'm on the podium here.
Say it.
I'm
Say
here
it.
and I can tell you what I'm saying.
Say
Please,
it.
Napata. So, but then what I was telling Bachanda, I was saying, yes, in terms of the quantity of education, that the new Dawn has done very well. The quantity is good. It has not been focused yet on the quality of education. And I gave examples to say, it is under free education. In terms of the quantity, yes, we are. But the quality is not good because our names won't our government. The other under free education and quality, their children are not there. They're here where the quality is assured, not the quantity. So I said, in terms of the quantity education, we have done very well. That is what I said, not the quality. So this time the focus is the quantity. 200 class, so long class, which is a good thing in terms of why we see it. But in Africa, if it number is that quality education, then a different question arises. But in terms of the quantity, it is okay. It has been achieved. That's what I told Bachanda. Now he wants to manufacture things like, I am talking about pre and post independence. No, I said on that scope, the UPND has succeeded in terms of the quantity of education that is there. But in terms of the quality, I don't see it. Because research and development is not financed. Most of the colleges that are there are using industrial things that are cake, not take, Lusaka trades. The University of Zambia Engineering Department, if you go there, what are they using for their labs and stuff like that? Because we must now move post-independence into the quality which is able to be financed and people can be able to compete everything. And I was giving that, and in the university, we used to have all the kids, like Bamwanaba president, minister, and we used to be together in the university. It's no longer like that. So the focus must be now on the quality. That's what I was telling you.
Okay.
I said,
All right. Dr. Swaniso is joined us as well as Bahamwami. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Doctor, what's your submission on this topic? Even though we went off tangent because
he's just a query to make. His doctor in what field?
He's going to answer for himself.
Okay, I'll be waiting for the answer, doctor. Welcome. I'm Himwami Macha joining you from Zambia.
Zambia, and is it in Manchester? Which other place is that?
I'll be in Stratford, Birmingham soon, but right now I'm in Zambia.
Yeah. So, Doctor Shaniso, Avanti Varemi Pusha.
Is he there?
Doctor, are you there? You must be muted again.
I'm here. Mwami.
Yes, sir.
I'm a veterinary doctor, and I also did my PhD. So I'm a doctor of a PhD and a doctor of veterinary medicine. Even without my PhD, they'll call me a doctor anyway. In Zambia, every vet they call them doctor.
You did veterinary medicine at Unza?
I did veterinary medicine at Unza in 1990.
Oh, quality.
I came to Zambia 1990. And I've never been back home since 1990. I taught in UK, now I'm in Canada. I teach in a veterinary school. I'm a professor now. Anyway, that is my background. What?
And just to even promote him further, that man Bamata you are talking about is not in PhD, Glasgow, Cambridge. Cambridge. That is where he is a professor, is a PhD from there, Bamata. When you are in London, you know what Cambridge means.
Okay, let's talk about the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are talking about education, and we've been hearing at quality. The quality of education in Zambia has been very. When we talk about quality, I think Bamacha must be in the education sector.
Yes.
Yes. So Bahamwami, I'm sorry, Bahamwami. Is it Amwami Macha or is the same person? Or
Yeah, same.
Same. So I know he's a teacher somewhere in Zambia. So the quality, when you talk about quality, education is supposed to be a targeted form of knowledge. You are supposed to educate people according to your environment so that they become useful in developing that environment.
Yes.
So for many years, we adopted this colonial education which they taught us to say we should not be able to invent anything. We should just be graduating and work for people and blah, 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 blah. So it is only the UPND government that came in the past 3-4 years that realized that our education was useless in many aspects. And that's why the UPND government has started a new curriculum. So when we talk about quality of education, the usefulness of education in Zambia has taken a different direction, which is for the good. Now we are training, we start training. Our new curriculum in Zambia now is targeted at developing businessmen, tradesmen, people that can be useful in society after they have gone through education. So we've had poor quality of education for many years. Okay, so UPND has brought quality education now. Okay, the quality you're talking about, Wachanda, has come back to Zambian education. If you look at the new curriculum, it has introduced the quality of education is in its usefulness. All right, and that's exactly what the new curriculum is aiming at. So to say the quality is not there, the numbers are there, to me, quality has been introduced and the numbers have been increased. That is good for the education in our country. It was those days kids used to go and learn the history of Shaka Zulu and the history of the Great War of China and Bismarck and the Ottoman Empire. You know, they were spending 12 years learning about the Ottoman Empire and Bismarck and Mussolini and all this type of thing. So we have stopped doing that now. We are teaching our kids how to repair a pipe which is leaking. We've started now doing trades. So to me, to say the quality is not there, I think it's not a correct statement. We are introducing quality education in Zambia, and the numbers have also gone up because it's free education now. So it's all good in both facets, in terms of quality and quantity. Napwa.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ramacha. Go ahead.
Quality and skills have come back to education.
Yeah.
Why am I saying so? We have what is called as the new syllabus we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is not outcome based. It is now competence based. There's a certain competence that has to be measured in a pupil who is learning. There are certain attributes they're supposed to have. They're supposed to be associated with competence, not just knowledge and not just outcome, behavioral objectives. That is gone now. So they will have a skill. At a school where I am, pupils who are in Form 1 have learned bricklaying skills. For me, that education is more than quality. They will use it outside the classroom and solve their problems. You know, in Europe itself or America, the people have skills and they live by their skills. Here in Zambia, we are told you need university education. The quality that we are going to see after 5 years from now will be that all people, all school, there won't be school dropouts, you know. They will have skills as they walk out of the school.
Life skills, they call them.
Life survival skills.
Yeah.
So quality, it's just that you have not yet seen it, but the foundation for quality education has been laid. We're just doing the walls now. Plastering will come later, but the foundation for quality education is there. If you talk about, someone was talking about numbers. We've had numbers before in education, in class, where we've had maybe about 100, 80, 90. It's better having those numbers in class than having those numbers in the streets and you have junkies. They are better off in class with numbers. Quality, yes, will come with time. You know, if we don't solve this problem now, if we don't just inculcate this thing of them being in school, we lose it out. Where are they supposed to crowd? In the compound, they'll start smoking. They will be, they will even start prostitution at a very tender age. Better in school, quality, yeah, with time, it will be okay. I yield.
Okay. Master, I have one question, and
Yes.
this question relates to that you have. Would you consider 120 kids in class as quality or quantity? Because what I said, I did not say that there is quality education will not come. I said the focus now is quantity. It is not quality because of what you've just said. And
Change the curriculum. We have changed the curriculum.
that's why yes, you have changed the curriculum. The curriculum is what? First of all, is what is quantity. It's not quality. For instance,
No. The curriculum, listen,
Bricklaying is not quantity.
it's competence. It's competence.
I thought that I could first finish, then you can interject if you wanted.
Okay. You can
Because-
finish.
yes. What I mean is, when you talk about the quality and we've changed the curriculum, on what foundation are we teaching our even bricklaying or welding? It's the same principles that are European based, but now brought back there to say this is how welding is done. This is how bricklaying is done, measurement and other things. It's done that way. So I'm not saying that is not being done, but the foundation of it starts from research. Mwachita research for kuchinja. So jamwasa chinja nomba. Mwachita okay kwa welding skills mkwete. How many welding machines are there for the kids when they're in that class? Ngakuli one welding machine. Yes, we are teaching about welding, but 120 on that welding machine. That is not quality. It will be quantity. Yes, wale muna fida aliko kuma last of UNIP days when we were kuma high school, when we started having problems of ama practicals, wasanga ama chemicals yabula. So nga mule kumutamba experience kwikala mule tambe fresh taba teacher, not that you are doing it. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm saying the quantities are good, the numbers are good in terms of taking them into these schools. But in terms of actual quality of that, yes, you and in fact you have confessed it, that it will come. But today it is not there. It is something that we project to come in future, which is okay. But today, if you go and say, "Oh, this is quality," it will not work because the tools that qualify to be quality are not there. This is what we are preparing.
Can I just interject? Did you PND find quality education?
A good question.
Oh, I mean, did you PND find quality education?
What is your view yourselves? Because you must be able to answer that question.
They didn't find it, so they are trying to create an environment. They are creating an environment under very difficult circumstances.
There's always been difficult.
No. Can I just wind up my interjection? You see, quality education cannot be attained overnight. It's just been.
Pamacha, everybody, including me, I know that you can't overtain it. Everybody.
Like I said, let him finish his point.
We have, we are crawling forward. We don't want to run backwards.
Said,
We are crawling. We are crawling forward. We don't want to run backward.
You are arguing with things that are very factual. Nobody
Okay.
that. I've not argued with that.
Gentlemen, Rakazia, Ramacha, Dr. Danny, let's move forward and discuss the topics of the day. And the topics of the day are these. We just saw, the opening of Parliament, the other day. Of course, the president himself, our leader, gave, a very, very, brilliant, I don't know if I can call it a speech or I can call it
Advice.
a disposition to what has been happening in the last years since, the UPND has been in government. The quality, of all these, institutions, bringing out in terms of, if we're talking about the education sector now is being looked at. That's what we've just been talking about. It has never been looked at since 1964. This is the only government that has actually looking into it now to say we can no longer have an education system that's outdated. Nobody thought about it. Nobody in all these governments before the UPND never thought about it, which is strange, by the way. And so we're saying, like, look, there are so many talented people in this country. Very, 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 and I even brought this up 2 years ago, I think. I said, like, look, me when I was growing up, some of us who you had the ability, you're good maybe in math or what, but you had a friend. He wasn't competent in those things, but he was smart. You see what I'm saying? He would create certain things. He was good with his hands. He would create projector. I'm like, wow. If we can, give this guy some sort of education system based on his abilities, that would be great. UPND government. That's what we're doing. We're no longer just concentrating on number one, Waliyama 111. No. We're saying, look, somebody may be very good in terms of, is good with his hands, mechanical. What did you learn? No. Where did you learn how to do that? I just do it. It's what I like. Concentrate on those individuals as well. Bring them up in the include them in the curriculum system now. President. Okay, so without even going deep and diving into it, did you guys watch the fifth session of the what do you call it? Fifth session of the 13th National Assembly? If you did, obviously most people did. We'll start. Let's start with there and see. What the president said, what is promising, and what's going to happen. And let's dive in those. But there's so many issues. You can choose whatever you feel like.
I can start.
Go ahead.
I liked his stance on corruption, where he's saying that the current government will follow all corruption cases that happened in the past and that are happening now. It is a timely warning to those who are in power and also to those that were in power just in case they forgot.
that those corruption cases, the plundering, their day is coming. On corruption, at least he hinted that one. The cases will be followed up, both present and past. And there's no witch hunting, you know. There's nothing like, the tribe being persecuted. That he made clear. Those people were doing those things on their own. The tribe was nowhere nearby. So he stands on corruption, present cases, past cases, same. I'm happy about it. Because corruption is a waste, is a cancer. It's taking away public funds that are meant to develop the very people that elect the government. So if there will be a way of cutting that corruption, making people stop corrupt activities, that would be good. Those that have stolen, especially at Zamsa, their houses will be gotten. I'm happy with that stance.
Agreed. But Danny,
Yeah. For me, the speech was very. What can I say? It was very, very, very good in the sense that you could feel that we have a leader that has a vision for the country and knows what he's doing in the country and able to give advice at that level, because that speech covered all levels of society, starting from the top to the bottom. You know, he addressed the law and order situation where people were becoming, or especially when the copper belt, the Jarabus and all that. He didn't talk to them directly, but somehow they got it. He explained in very simple terms why what they were doing is illegal. And I think every Jaribu, whatever they call them, understood why they were really treated the way they were treated by the police. And it was very important for him to do that. And I also like the fact that he actually paid tribute to Lungu. He acknowledged that he led our country, and he will always be part of the nation's history. That was a very humbling thing for him, which is which the PF people say, oh, now brother is just black. But I could see that he really meant it. He said he really respected Lungu, and he hope this impasse will come to an end so that he's put to rest nicely. Yeah, so it was a very good message you get from the president. And every well-meaning Zambian, I think they got a lot of points. Very good advice from our leader. It was going off the script sometime. It goes out and then comes back to the speech, but you could see that he really meant what he was saying. That's it. That's all I got from there.
Wagazia, what's your thought?
Yeah, you see, for me, I think our president is very good at giving the speeches. It's when it comes to actions that I think I have a problem with. I always argued with my friend here, Dr. Danny, that if you pick his inaugural speech, the speech he gave at inauguration, first of all, his victory speech at the community house, and then you get also his speech at the inauguration. And then you look at the subsequent speeches that came and to this one, you see a totally different arrangement. And you could see that certain things, especially where he has not done very well, they don't need to come like they've been done well. And even when he is challenging certain facts, I think it's important to remind him, as the speech writers are, which I think this time they did a good job. Every time he stuck on the script, I think you could see the flow. The moment he goes off script, again, you could see a different personality start to come in. He starts to talk like he's an opposition leader than a president. When he still sticks to the script, you hear guidance and you hear a plan. The only
That's
thing
good.
that I had a problem with, the problem that I had was on the energy sector. I think he didn't give any solutions in terms of where the country is right now, because he did not challenge people. The conversation has been around the export of power. You see, you open in new places. First of all, you talk about the bumper harvest as having been good, the rain season having been very good, and the bumper harvest, and then you come to the energy sector. It doesn't reflect that, and then you keep on exporting. The issue about industrialization and the job creation and all that, I think they don't match with energy crisis that the country is having. So he can speak about all the industry yards and the jobs that are going to be created. Without electricity in those industry yards, the talk is cheap. So I think in terms of the general talk, yes, it was good, but it's the actualities in terms of now making these actions workable is where I have a problem with you guys as UPND. It is when you talk and what you do. Usually it is at variance. You say the very good things and people are like, okay, now we are moving on. Then the next thing you find is not done. Then number two, when you are talking about corruption, talk about corruption only. Don't talk about tribes. Because unless someone is asking you to say, oh, why are you talking about this? My tribe is being persecuted? That's when you answer them about the corruption and the tribe. That's when you bring in the issue of the tribe. But when no one is asking you about the tribe and you start talking about the tribe, you make the tribalists, the people that are tribal, believe in that, yes, you are a tribalist. Because you start conversations about the tribal, which are not ignited by anything. When you are giving guidance about the corruption, everyone knows that corruption should not be fought because of one tribe or the other. Corruption is corruption. Corruption doesn't look at the tribe. But now when the conversation is starting, and I see it also in our forum, you come and they say, oh, no, this one is, the corruption is being fought very well. It's not based on the tribe. Then I ask, but who told you that it's being fought on the tribe, other than you yourself telling me that? And then it's asked me to start questioning you about the tribe. I say, oh, now let me probably analyze this statement and see who has been persecuted and who has been reported that they are corrupt and nothing is happening. So you ignite the tribal corruption link without necessarily having anyone to ask about it. And I think the president needs to move away from this question of the tribes, this question of PF and what. No. Corruption is corruption. It doesn't matter who is talking about it. If you are corrupt, you must be able to be dealt with. The tribal talk and connection to corruption must not be. If other people bring the issues about tribe, he can ignore it. He doesn't need to justify that, because we all know that he is fighting corruption for corruption and not corruption because of the tribe. So
all right.
I think
Before you give everything out there, you know, we haven't even reached the tribal thing. But you've mentioned so many things.
I'm just talking about corruption and the fight. But Macha is the one who said it. And why didn't you stop him from saying it?
No. But you brought a lot of things, and you know, at one point, at one go, and you've discussed so many things. But
Okay,
we need to start. Let's tackle this. Okay. Here's what we do. The answer. Let's answer you. Do you want us to answer you, or you want to just keep on, you know, giving us the negative?
I thought that you were telling me that we are analyzing the speech, how each one of us saw it. So
Exactly.
Adani has analyzed it, Bamach has analyzed it, I've also analyzed it. I'm saying the speech is good, the speech was good, but it is when it comes to action, that is at variance usually with the speeches. And I would love, once the president has spoken on those things, can they be actioned and not to say one thing and do the other? That's what I mean.
Okay. All right. So just to put your mind at ease, and a lot of Zambians, our fellow Zambians and our fellow diasporanians, I don't know if that's a word now, we can, attest to this to say, yes, the president means well, is walking the talk, and actually talking the walk. Because when he goes there, parliament, that's the highest point of an individual where you can reach in life. And there's no way you can start producing fake information or producing things that are not happening. So, just to answer you, he himself, what actually you in your whatever your disposition, what you were saying there, it's what even him is saying. In the energy sector, he's actually apologizing to the Zambian people to say, look, we know that it has taken longer than usual in terms of energy. And we've been working tirelessly, because looking at the back history on how we found Zambia where it is. Zambia was found at the level where you cannot talk about energy because it was defunct. So then the new government had to come up with quick ideas.
That is not
Brilliant
true.
ideas, partner with various individuals so that we come up with the best solution to cushion the energy sector or to just minimize it. So at this point, we're working on minimizing, the energy deficiency. It's not going to happen overnight. It's never going to happen overnight. People ask, oh, you commissioned this here, you commissioned that. It's a process. It's a process. Because if you're looking at the whole country, how much energy does the whole country need? Bakazi, how much energy does the whole country need? Just for Zambia, we got an light 24/7. How much do we need?
2,700, I think, megahertz. That's what I think. Around 2,700.
Okay? So
It's
now
about
you can imagine. Now, what's the capacity of what? The only thing that we've been depending on since 1964 was it Kariba Dam.
No,
Hydro.
no, we're done.
No,
You
but
see,
we've been depending on hydro
yes,
since
but it's
1964.
it is not just and let me correct you there.
No,
Kariba,
hydro. I'm just putting it
yes,
hydro.
actually, hydro has been increased because there were 3 other substations which were not non-existent, which were created. Because I heard the 40 years something like that. There is
Okay.
it was never there. You have to understand that.
No, but
KG
the thing is this, the main point is this. Zambia has been depending on hydro since 1964. Hydro.
Yeah, but the question is that there was an indication in the speech that it is for the last 40 years we have just been doing 3,000. Not exercising that there has been also new additions.
Okay.
Additions.
Okay. I think. Let me qualify or finish my point.
Okay.
Hydro has always been the main source of energy. This government has started to say, look, all these previous governments had the opportunity to say, what if this happened? What if this happened? Because hydro depends on what? It depends on the weather. It depends on rain. But here's the thing.
So it
Hydro was
doesn't depend
built.
on leadership, isn't it?
No. When our main hydro dam was built, they were catering for a specific population. Nobody came up to say, what's going to happen in the next 20, 40, 30, 50 years? Because that population that we're catering for is not going to be the same. So now this is where we are. let's just look at it at the way it is, because if we did not think, this current government did not think to say, can we start going into alternative sources? Because if we start going into hydro or reinvesting in hydro today, I can tell you one thing: it is not a viable expenditure or viable investment. The only thing that Zambia can do, like what we're doing, is going to alternative sources. So that brings it back. Now, Mwasa Matampo Kolanda Pamana Nikanepama Tribal and all that stuff, we haven't reached there yet. But I'll give a platform for Wamacha. Sisis Wamacha, is an educator. He's been in education system for so long. And I know you've been following this,
For your own information, Vamacha Twadina Home College. So he's not someone college. So he's an educator like me, and I've worked. Maybe you didn't know that I was an educator for over 15 years.
No, you told me. Yes, I know.
So
but the problem, guy, you don't come out like an educator. You come out like a PF cadre. So that's the problem.
That's a problem. You see, if you say I come up as a PF cadre, do you come up like UPND cadres yourself?
No, that's why we're UPND. We're proud to say it.
That's what you come as well. You see, this issue of demeaning each other like we are cadres because someone doesn't agree with you.
Nobody.
You are coming up like UPND praise singers. Who will praise anything?
Mamat, are you there? Because he might drop out because of power. Yeah, I know he was in Namibia the other week. Are you there, Mamacha?
Watanda, I need to correct you on a few things here. Number one, Watanda, there are things that you have said as UPND in the past. One of it is drought has nothing to do with power. It is the lack of leadership.
Yeah. Okay.
You will say
Dr. Danny. No. I know where you're going. But Dr. Danny.
That's what you have said. You are the one who said it.
Who? Dr. Danny. Can you answer my machine? But Danny, are you there or you're muted?
Badani na badani balabutukanga baisi badina firungu.
Asina firungu.
Ngafyalungu badani kubala. Mukabomfa badani ngatafingi balesa hot gun blazing.
Okay. So if you want to correct me on what do you want to correct me on?
Vasanda, I want to correct you on this especially about energy.
Energy?
Yeah. You see, Imamova Bamata was probably. You know, Ukambo Kumbela Pan energy sector. PF is the one that started working on the energy sector, expanding all the water body and also minor solar installations. Even the one that was opening in summer, it was under the plan. The Kafue lower hydro, it was started. The problem to create pushed summer light. You see, we must first be self-sufficient. We must be, our small scale and micro must have power. It's not sufficient to have a plan. It's a problem, Watanda. It's a problem, Badani. When now people start to ask you, how can you achieve this? You have no answers on how you're going to achieve them because you are selling power. All Zambians have told you to understand what your plan looks like. But when you come to the exports, you lose it. Because now people ask you, why are you exporting? And the problem is that even when people tell you, change strategy, stop exporting. twachula mwe bantu bakwalesa abana ma industry afyose twachula. What do you guys? You ignore. You say ignore. And that is what is frustrating people. Not that you don't have a plan to expand and do everything. The plan is there. But this level of where you put other people, other countries above your nationals is a problem. So you also have a plan to get around this small sector and everything. It will not work. And you see, issue like, oh, it's the only government that has done that. It is not true. Because when UPND was coming in power, Mamba was on board. Yes, while in Congo they had problems, but in terms of the energy direction, it was there. You talk about plans very well, but when it comes to executing, you have messed up big time.
If the UPND has messed up,
Big time, actually, big time, because people are telling you, via calculations, Musonda Force, Chishimba Force, this. We can't have been having what said. Cornelius said what? He was on live TV telling the Zambians to say, by June is the it should start to end. I don't remember, more October, October, where the water levels are even going to be down. And yet we still export. In aspect of exporting power, when people are complaining, we will haunt you one day.
oh. Okay. So on that issue, I think let's put it clear, because Avena Zambia, Tavai Minefi, Kulanda our 10 to tempo export power. Awe. These, you know yourself, Bakazia. These are agreements done by all these countries, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and all the neighboring countries. Bali kwata agreement. Yakwe bati. Bingetweshishanya.
I can advise you,
I can
tell you more
it's an agreement.
about
Okay?
that. I know
So
more
now,
about that one.
no, because you did mention that. You did mention that. You just came out gun blazing. But you didn't mention the fact that what agreement of us in China countries.
Let me help
Okay?
you that.
So there's no way you can start condemning because the Varese export power. It's not the like of Umwina Zambia or the Zambian government to export, but it's fulfilling.
Why do you want to add on things that we should be able to be told and be educated on?
Kuti mwaumfwa o murefu afe kutarikania.
No, I'm not going to thinking this is what we sure.
Okay, tamwa ichi batwa agreement yemwe.
You know what? I can tell you, I'm not talking about power sales agreement which were done before 2021. I'm talking about after you came into power and being told that drought is imminent. You went ahead and signed the power agreement in the Namibia and the Congo and other people and other places. You signed the new one, even where you advise that you talk about drought. That's what that I've been talking about. It's not there which we are signed by MMD and other things. No. It is like you have to 100 megawatts. Would you stop selling the 100 megawatts without satisfying your national needs? So these are only new when you came in power with advice, with professional advice about improving drought. What were you saying? You said if you were under Takwava, who can acquire Fedidashi, who can acquire Mano, who can acquire Echimonia.
Dr. Danny, are you there? Daniel, probably. Pamacha. Is the internet not bad? So, you know, like I was trying to explain, These agreements are done by country to country. It's not a UPND thing. It's not a Zambian thing. But these agreements have been happening since way before even PF. These agreements have been there. Momona, but you need to export Amalite to each other. These are real standard agreements, so we cannot blame it. So that one is dead on arrival, right? So what we need to look at now is people now are questioning to say Avena Zambia or the opposition now, but Valesta Finan can persecute or prosecute Mutundumu. Okay, so now this is something that we need to teach our Navalesa, the young boys and girls that are coming, that are seeing and watching and listening, because we need to put a real narrative back as here. Is this really if social media? For example, Chishimba Kambwili because of what you were saying, or Milanji. Is it because he is from a certain tribe or because of what he did? Hello? Akazi, are you there?
Bana niko badani bapozinga ni badani.
I think about Dennis. There's somebody who's this.
Ni badani. Ni basimwana na bachapula bachipeni.
Oh my God.
Can you mute him?
Yeah, let me try. Let me do this.
Yeah, so bafumye. Now bachanda. Mulelanda paliba ileto nakana miti. Why is that? Vumba malambo walelanda ati fomwe batonga kanu mabika po mutonga muneno ba kansela ba MP she's still free, nothing about tribe head uli walelanda ati ababemba mwanya mwapya kumatako ine nano napono tumavisi nishi tabamu ikatira uli walelanda ati ine na register finance tribalism ine am one of them. Why are they not arrested? Ichibokolo, why is he not arrested? The problem that is there is that when you talk about tribal sentiments and whatever, there are people sitting in government. Basi akalima barela ndati abena rwapula, you suffer from poverty of the mind. Uyo munia Zulu mwalikata pamula ndua kulanda febele the people of Petauka are more intelligent than the people of Wengwa mwalikaka.
No, that was not the reason why.
It was part of his indictment. You understand? So if you formula for yokulachi if lelenga abantu bala ipshati ngaba abemitundu isishilelanda pamitundu shinabo, why are they them? Fish batwala kokwa batwala kuyabuta kwalesa that they cannot be arrested. Cornelius is an accomplice in the tribal statements. Chishimba Kambwili. He said it on his own mouth. What has happened is nobody even talks about it. Vasi Akarima was reported to police. What has happened? So if you are targeting a certain people of certain region, is what is giving the prominence. Now, when someone commits a crime, it should not be because they support a UPND. You must be on your own. Filaba president but when you commit crime, you're on your own. Not to commit crime and then be shielded. Why is it that on corruption, that trade, our LCC board member, I met Chama consent judgment, that person should have been behind the bars, especially that he was that high in the hierarchy. Nothing. There was a mention about the drugs about the minister Wesu having been received 100 million? Nothing.
Who?
You don't remember that there was a guy from South Africa who came and said Bamase wanted to receive money, received 100 million.
Wanted to receive?
He received 100. That's what the man was accusing.
Or wanted to receive?
The man was accusing that he paid. I don't know if he paid, he didn't pay. I'm just giving examples of where people think that this should have been one, remove the minister, investigate. If you want to give him back the position, give them back. But not to transfer them when they've been implicated in a scandal. So we must be able to see justice in that manner. Not where they can't see the court, they can't see it. What has happened? He is still provincial chairman. Why? You know, when people start to ask these questions, for the same crimes that others are committing, why are you arresting those and leaving others? Those questions are very fundamental, and that is why selective application of justice. Me, I don't want to condone our president. H is our president. We must respect him. We must have an obligation to give him respect. Then other people are going to respect him. If I'm the first one to start insulting him, and then other people insult him and insult me in the train, then I want to be upset. It's not going to work out. I can differ with him and say, Papa President Afiwemef, without insulting him. I condemn anyone who insults him. I don't like that. He's our president. But above all, we must not must be dealt to the same way. So it is this selective application of the law. That is why people are upset about it.
Okay. So what you're telling me is this. Filiofo Balelanda abengire muchiria. It's selective. For example, bashukuru bayama bachimba. Filiofo baile batampo kuya pa media kulalanda pa batonga. Okay? Is that right or wrong? Because ichalo chonse kali mwene eneo lelanda, but it's well documented on social media. Vai minabe enefie according nabe enefo for vale at that time, and the arrangement that he had na boss, you know, because at the same breath he's the same man that was condemning our boss, but at one point they became friends. So he was saying that I have to go town to town, constitution to preach this. My instructions baba pay. Mama, bali bapere nani kana my instructions. If you do for Balela and Dafilia, for the sake of Havana, I won't say who are going to future leaders who are going to come after this. Was that right? Or should we just ignore it? He shouldn't go to jail.
But there is one thing that you guys, even on this platform, Mulakano address, and it bothers me. You rush to that part. Everybody condemns it. Why is it that you are quiet on Cornelius Mwito? Why are you quiet? Who has personally confessed to be part of the people that are financing tribalism?
Monen, don't put yourself in problems. If that's nothing verified. That's not a verified thing. It's not verified. So there's no way. Information. I've never heard Cornelius Mwitwa saying I'm financing tribalism. Tatwishi, maybe mwalikwate tunshi, also tatwa kwa tefe.
Let me tell you what he said. And these are the things that are the problem, because it arises from what you're saying. Cornelius said, Chishimba Kambwili ishireka. I am part of the people who were what? Working with him so that he talks about, he goes with his tribe, where he's going. So umuntu alesa potamone kavipe. There is a video of him confessing that. Why has he not been an accomplice in terms of that? Because he worked with Chishimba Kambwili.
Send me that video, because I got no idea of
Send
it to me, because I've got no idea, and there's no way often Cornelius. There's no way he can say that I'm sponsoring tribalism.
No. Why do you want to rush when all over social media people raise that matters? This is a problem for you, Cornelius.
Where? I haven't seen it. Where? How come nobody has seen it or heard it?
But
social media.
It's there.
Social media.
It's there on social media. Now, number two, why is it Wasia Kalima who went and insulted the entire people of Luapula province and they suffer from poverty of the mind? The people of Luapula province. Why is he not being investigated? Why? But in the Chafika Pali Chishimba Kambwili mwefu okulanda. That is a selective application of justice that people condemn. I don't like hearing Chishimba Kambwili. I don't like it. Neither do I like hearing what Cornelius was saying. Neither do I like hearing what Wasia Kalima was saying. It's not right. But when we come to
okay, here's a question. Did okay? Let me just take it out of what you're saying. If that was right, did Cornelius Mwitwa go station to station talking about tribalism? Did the other minister, Wasia Kalima, go station to station talking about tribalism? Did they do that?
Okay, so for it to be qualified as a problem, unless
no, I just want to know. It's a simple question. I just want to know, because I want to umwina Zambia. I
want you to clarify your question. Does it mean for it to be wrong, he must go to station, which Rwanda wants is okay?
Well, because something can be taken out of context.
So
let's say we're communicating, right? If I say something and then I say, oh, maybe that's not what I meant, then I correct it. But if I say the same thing every day, which means you mean it.
When you commit crime, so kanuna mume mikuishing there for insurance na haba wrong. The law does not work on that principle. You must know that breaking the law does not work on the principle that nachitako fyo mukumo. You see, when I went to China, if we allow everyone to miss once, and we are 1.5 billion people, how much disorder are we going to have? Because the laws are there to stop things from happening. Not at all. If he didn't know it is wrong, and he didn't even apologize. Called the Lucifer, and was reported what has happened. Nothing. So these are things that people are saying, no, for what a justice system. It must be fairly be implemented. If you look at what number, because you why? It's a question of justice. That is a problem.
I don't think if I'm buffing about no. It's been applied accordingly. It's been applied accordingly to what you did. Because, I mean, look, this is where, in fact, you can actually start pointing your fingers to yourselves to say, government yenu was only comprised of 2 regions. Chapa.
Are you
Now,
sure?
ababemba nabakuchipata nga batapo kupangana nga emilandu. Tubaleke
Bachanja.
because babemba. No, that's how the PF government was. If you just go and research.
I need to correct you. Me, I'm not Bemba.
No. On this one, me, I can tell you the fact.
But am I Bemba myself? Hello?
Hello, ishina buka zia shaishwa we kashinga matula kwisi. Now you bring a very good topic. So mulibama mbwetefyo. But Bemba is the most commonly spoken language all across. Kulandi ya Bulu Bemba. And
okay.
So mambwe umwaushi
umwina mwanga
bonse tulande chibemba.
Let me tell you one thing you should never ever do ngamwaya kumbala. Don't go with that mentality. Mukapusa nature kwebati, you will never ever go to Mambweland and say, oh, Mulibabemba, because some of my relatives, but they don't know. My wife, who is Bemba, ngana yakumushi, mfwenambo kusai translate Bemba to Mambwe for her to understand what is going on.
Mambwe na imwe kwa chani shupa na imwe. Chibambwe, it's just a mixture of Bemba and a different dialect. You can understand it in Mambwe line. I'll be able to understand.
Nangu chimona lande chimambwe lekini wangi chimambwe tuvenga mumao kwa vino kulande
London
inta zinga si ivintu visiyomba vino mukulanda mwemwe vivyo yakasomba nga yavula insi kaononeka yachisamaya kakatuka kwele uziye mukuva vino kulanda mwemwe Move vino nalanda
ngumva
nanga tisani
you're just like a sort of
I am telling you to say Mambwe and Bemba pia lipusana sana is day and night. That's why na intonation ya lipusana kuwina mwanga tie kwa kwesa mwanga tabena mwanga ba Bemba. It is the worst insult you can place on those. If you talk about Mambwe na mwanga chilungu chimambwe fyali para na fija nga mwayabu kalunzwa mwaya kulosa umana kudya nishi chimambwe cha ingira efyo ndege bafyakwe bati iyi ne behavior yakwe bati oh mwafulire ababemba bali ababemba naba kuchipata ababasa namulanda ti babemba ba waka okubeshi tabakwata kona nguchima cha kabuswe chipoka mulenga bakulira mukopa beoti muchingola balya bati nga waumfusi pokengene ndi mube makwi nitambiswa takona
internet ya tapo channel maengi internet ya tapo channel maengi.
And me, I don't like discussing terrorism. I don't. It really hates me. It's something we shouldn't be having. This conversation of saying this, we must be doing something that is more uniting than Nicola Pama tribes.
No, in fact, for now, me, I like tribe. I like people from different religions. On my personal level na kwatiro mwana from a different, because because of that. It only started coming in the PF.
You are right.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
Don't ever say that, oh, tribe, I am PF. You think the UPN is not tribal?
No. But here's what I'm telling you is this.
Is that what you want me to talk about?
The only time people started questioning tribe ni time yaba PF. You see? In the opposition.
But PF, why were they questioning the tribe?
Okay. Before that, here's what I can tell you. Here's what I can tell you, Mdala. Takwali, if twale kulafe, we didn't even realize it, like, oh, munobe mutonga or mumambre or shani wakujipata or monsenga. When that was never in our system. It only became in the system when the PF became in the opposition, and then they started using it as what?
Don't do that. It is not every person who has been by PF. But PF were not all tribal. There are elements of people that are tribal, including the elements of people that are UPND that are tribal. It's not every UPND member who is tribal. It's not every member of PF or anyone who was appointed by Edgar Lungu that was tribal. It is not right. Let's not have these conversations and mislead Java and make this over. You want to justify that PF was tribal? You want me to start talking about how many things have been done which are tribal by UPND? Is that going to help us? Is that help? Who is it helping?
Okay.
So we can go to point. I know a lot about what is going. Ine na lebomba kumasuku. Chief siasikabone kulia. Kwasi siasikabone
konale.
I was a teacher. Yes, I was a teacher in rural 76 kilometers from Choma. That is where I worked. Hello, you see, what can you tell me about? I was at David Wilson Teachers Training College. I lived in Livingston. Yes, half of my friends are Tongas. And some of them, I still communicate with them and we still respect and talk like anything. It's not everybody who agrees with the Tonga tribalism, and just like anyone who not agree with the Bemba tribalism and any other tribe, we must not allow this. For me, I'm very uncomfortable having these conversations about the tribe because.
Okay. So, well, that's even me. I'm very uncomfortable, but I think we need to look at the leadership. Hamwami is back. Let's see what he's going to say. Mr.
Yes,
Hamwami.
I lost track of network issues here. I lost track.
Go ahead.
Yes, which we are talking about which subject now here? Come again?
Tribalism.
Oh yeah. You know, if there is something that will draw Zambia 20 years backwards, it's tribalism. Hate speech, where someone like they're even using the tribe to make others hate each other. You want to alienate people based on tribe. No, akamiteka ngengombe. I mean, that's very tribal. Okay, what if we said umbyali titeka ngesabi, how would you feel? You see, tribe takes us 10 years, 20 years backwards.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Let me finish.
No, let him finish. You've been talking. Let him finish.
Let me finish. You know, we must make tribal remarks. It's time we made them criminal. Not just civil. It's time we made them criminal. People have been peddling on tribe to even get favors. Tribalism has gone to people. Using tribe, people have gotten favors. People have gotten jobs. Umozi kumawa. Come on. Zambia is one. With tribe, you are simply saying others are more equal. Yes,
I agree with you, Mamaza. No,
that has been there from... You know, tribalism is a recipe for trouble. For trouble. Look at Rwanda genocide. What happened? The Hutus and Tutsis.
Yes.
You know, we are playing with fire in our hands, and we think it is very simple, a simple thing to do. I stay with Rwandese here. In Nampundwe. They laugh at us when we want to go tribal, because they even ask questions. You people, do you know what it means for you to start peddling tribal marks against each other? We've seen where we need to move away from that. And whoever is doing that, they must be behind bars. There's one Zambia, one nation. One nation, one people. I'm even suggesting that the motto of the nation of Zambia should be increased from one Zambia, one nation, one people. This time around, if people say, what's your nationality or what's your tribe? I think I'm now telling people to say, I think I'm Zambian. That's my tribe.
One people. Yeah.
Yes.
One people. Yeah. You know, that's where even if you remember Vakazia, Vamashina, in the other podcast, I was actually trying to bring this issue on board with with the other participants. I was saying, like, look, we have a community in Mozambique who are Asian descent. We call them Bamwenyi. Okay? My Indians. These are part of our community. Okay? And me, what I was saying is like, can we have them participate more in the development issues? The last time that we had anybody in the community or in any government system was Dipat Patel. Okay?
And
if you remember,
Suresh Desai. And Suresh Desai.
Yeah, no, way even before that. But the last time,
Suresh Desai
currently, like, if you look at the current, because the reason why I was bringing that was I was living in Pama government flat, and we had a very big problem of water. Deepak Patel, when he came to campaign in the area, he said, this area, the way it is, you're close to the town, you're living in, it's like you're living in a good area, but you don't have water. You can imagine apartment buildings, as we were living in the ground floor, we can get water, but our friends above cannot get water. So it's no. This is a simple problem that I can solve. I'm going to build a tank. And they built it, and we saw it with our own eyes. We were growing up as kids. Boom, Bapangana tank to pump water from everywhere, from the ground floor to upper levels. Everybody was started having water. And, everybody was screaming. That's how he won the hearts of the people. Okay, that was the last time. So that's what I was saying. Like, can we have another one? Can we have? It doesn't matter. But if somebody has an interest in the community, it is from a different level, different background.
You see, the challenge about tribalism is seen from different facets. You can facet it more. I can tell you, for example, and this I'll tell you from my area myself. UPND is predominantly southern, the entire southern province. From councillor to MP to mayor is all UPND. There is no any other party that is there. When you go to Mbala, Senga Hill, and Mpulungu, these are Mambo areas. The members of parliament, the three of them, they are UPND. They are the only ones in the entire northern province. It's not about where I come from. It's not about the tribe. It's about what a person can do and what people are pushing in. When people talk about the current government, it must be seen to do something about it deliberately. It must be seen. Not if you it must be seen. Not we can from land. TNI, which they hold our people accountable. Let's hold our people accountable, our leaders accountable when it comes to issues about tribe. TNI to be that if it you. You mean you won't say and you see the biggest culprits have a tribalism, my members of parliament. My members of parliament, it's not anyone else. It's the members of parliament when they are campaigning. They are the people that promote tribalism. People by themselves, they are Bamunyinane. Bamunyinane, tuli bantu bomwe. Wako ni wako. The members of parliament, they've created the problem for what? For the party, and that's why I tell you to say when they jailed Chishimba Kambwili, Bumba Malambo was there. At Mobatonga mwali poalala. Kamuvika po MP umutonga, Councillor umutonga na President umutonga. It is there. Nothing, no rebuke, nothing happened to her. And when people say, what happens? You guys keep quiet. What means? What did you do? Yes,
the
you
first offender.
I don't know. You see, it wasn't like that.
First offender.
Okay, and then maybe machine was. Is his judgment justifiable or no? Or it's tribal? Can you answer me and tell me if it's tribal or Chishimba Kambwili? Was it justifiable? Or is tribal? What was it?
Let me tell you, what Chishimba Kambwili, as long as the accomplices are out, it's not Mwafienga.
Wait. Let's talk about the accomplices,
because the justice system is supposed to be fair. it can only be fair to kulonga Chishimba Kambwili when other people abalebe bali mu jail. Ngati abali mu jail, it's unfair for the same offense. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You cannot
No,
come and say you're wrong. It is wrong. So Chishimba Kambwili kuba fienga kuya because aba nabo bali pansi. Who must be with him in jail if he is convicted.
So mulera ndati bali bakakafebeka balingire bakaka bambi futi
Once balaba di tribe, they must even be been arrested in Mingatwali kwa takona ho.
what vesa?
Who was the complainant? Who was the complainant for the others?
Yoshishibe kesi yo. I don't know that one. All I know is what we saw on the internet. Tenene olera ndayo pati pa internet opo yaba video. Ama videos, in fact. You know, balera nda pa butundu. And Sekalima wo mulera nda I don't have that video. Nshai monap if there's a video. Okay? So Emma courts, I don't think they work on assumptions or twali no munandi. Well, ngamwali wonse, can we get the information? They have to find information and verify certain documents and evidences. Takwa hafi omuntu mwanda atwali wonse nga oli omunandi nishtamwike. The point of the matter is Abena Zambia, they are subjected to they are subjected to this thing, and it's a hard thing for a lot of us to see our big man going there. But should the law take its course, or should we always find in a different situation and forgive everybody?
No, we cannot forgive everybody. You see, the starting point, we have a starting point where we are looking at sanitizing the public, warning the public about tribal remarks. For everything to start, there'll always be a starting point. There'll always be the first person to be jailed. The only unfortunate thing is that Chishimba Kambwili is the first one to go in for this. Who should have gone in first? You see, we have complainants. Who was the complainant on the other person that Mr. Chanda was talking about? On Chishimba Kambwili, who is the complainant? The complainant is there. He demeaned the Tongas. He demeaned a region of Zambia with over a good number of Tongas, good number of people in Southern Province. He demeaned them. And he cannot go scot-free like that. So it's unfortunate that he's the first one, but we can learn from him to say, so when you pass a tribal remark, it's bad. I, for one now, I'm very careful. I've come to even say that I'm no longer a Tonga, but I'm a Zambian.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very, very true. And I think everybody is running away. So, just to be honest, on this issue, like I was saying, I was explaining like, look, as we were growing up, we never knew our tribes. When we were playing football, it was just playing. when in school, we just we didn't ask each other Limtonga or Oshadi. It didn't even matter if it didn't even register.
It wasn't there.
This thing of classifying people or individuals or tribe, it only started in the PF.
Yes.
Okay? Long
Yes,
time ago,
yes.
like I can tell you about, I got a lot of people. And now that when you start registering things, that's how tribalism starts, and that's how racism starts. Okay? Because most kids in India, when they're growing up as kids, they don't even know what race is until their parents start telling them. Say, oh, Uria, Nchifita, don't play with him. Uria, you know. And then it starts drilling in their minds when they're kids. But
You know, there was that case in South Africa where there was a Boer teenager who started behaving like who was behaving who had apartheid manners.
mm, mm,
A teenager, he had apartheid manners.
mm,
You know, the danger of not stopping something early enough, you see.
mm.
A teenager had apartheid manners. Looking at the time when he was born, apartheid was gone. Now the judge was asking a question. You, in your time, the time you were born, there was no apartheid. How did you find yourself practicing apartheid?
Mm.
The judge just said, there's someone who is teaching you
Mm.
because you were not there at that time. Now, in this time and age, children are seeing elderly people passing tribal remarks. They have learned it. It will pass through, it will go to generations. We have to be very, very careful. If children now or the young generations can see that, oh, if you pass a stupid tribal remark, you speak ill of another tribe, you can go in jail. It can help generations to come. Tribal remarks take us nowhere. What does Kagame say? Kagame says, if you want development, the tribe must die. Yes, he counter called it. What did he mean by stupid Zambians? Was it a statement that came because he was very happy, or was very frustrated?
I don't know. I don't know what he said. Stupid Zambian. I don't know.
Yes. He's mentioned that stupid Zambians. Why? Even when Kaunda was trying to bring one Zambia, one nation, he had his challenges. It was not easy. People were resisting. There was a lot of resistance that he met, but he simply said things must happen that way. There has to be one Zambia. He saw the dangers of tribe coming out dominantly, and he made sure there was nothing like that. All teachers that were trained in Kasama, Northern Province, they were all deployed to Western Province. All teachers that were trained at Mongu College of Education, they were deployed to maybe Eastern Province, where they would find the Zambian language, which they don't even speak, but they have to teach it. It happened. When you talk about tribalism, you should not dawn in your mind that there can be intermarriages. Intermarriages right now have come to stay. You have parents now that are differing, where they find that their child is getting married just an example, the child is getting married. A Tonga father has not given marriage blessings to a son who has chosen to marry a Bemba, because they are saying Bembas are okay.
Ati ni waka wolala.
You can imagine. Surely should we be like that? Eh? But again, when they say Nwaka Walala, who said it? Someone said it to say, out of every 10 cases in Zambia that are in court, 6 are for who? Which tribe has got the 6? There was a mention of that. I just can't remember who said it. But he said that for every case of theft of public funds, case of theft of public funds, 6 out of 10, there's a tribe that he mentioned. They're the ones that are behind it.
Well,
All that,
all
that is tribal.
Before even going that far,
tribal. Yes.
Before even going that far, Macha, it's I don't think it's a really a tribe issue when it comes to misappropriation of
yes.
land. It's not a really tribe. Anybody put to that position or whatever, people they get they get temptations. They tell them like, look, the person that was holding this the position before you, this is how we used to do business, and this is how you used to work. And you find that most people, they will end up in that same channel of misappropriating or going into that corrupt system that they have. It's a channel for your government system. And, the quicker we question it and close it, the better, because it will never end, because it doesn't matter that we're moving, these things are running, and these things are still moving on. Even today, as we speak, Kuriama Diwa Tobek Cabinet Office, Kuriama Diwa Tobek, finance everywhere. They're happening right now. Okay? So it's not a matter of tribe. Tribe is, sometimes in the papa, abantu walera, muli bantu bakwaliza, muli standard kane muleko ka abantu baku northern province. Well, he did something wrong. There's no way the government system, the whole government can just point at one person.
Yes.
The if the government is open and they are going to prosecute anybody, not on tribe.
Yes. No. Not on tribe.
Not on tribe. No.
Were they stealing with the tribe?
So for it. And
were they stealing with the tribe?
No, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
There's something like that.
There was even a statement that came from the head of state where he was saying sometimes he wonders when he hears the certain chiefs saying that mwatuka kila abantu besu ushe mwadili amo na imwe. That guy stole public funds. And the tribe has suffered because someone stole public funds. How else can a tribe benefit from a government? It's by the use of public funds. Now, someone passes a tribal remark, number one, the same person, I want public funds. What is it? It's selfishness. You first alienate Zambians first, so that they are divided. Come on. You divide us so that you can rule us based on tribe. You want others to think this tribe is superior, this tribe is inferior. And you now want, you are creating classes. That tribe, we shall never have a Tonga president. We shall have a Tonga president, but not this one.
Not this one.
Not this one. That guy, you know, it was not supposed to come from
the personal.
You know, it's not even personal. It's beyond. He should have said, Hakainde shall not be president. But why should he even use the word the Tonga guy? In the presence of...
never been president. Like, who are you to determine
who is God? No, he knew maybe he knew where it was a when when a blind man is stepping on a stone, he's telling you that nalakutoveriwe. Anyantile pesa. So he knew exactly what he had put in place to make it impossible for Hakainde to be president. He knew very well. But who is he God to determine Hakainde's destiny? Tables turned. He didn't hold the power. The power is with the people. You know, we shall have a Tonga president. You know what that means? For now, we have a president from Eastern Province. No, he should not remind us of it. Should not have
Eastern Province extended questionable. You know, because look, the two people that are dead now, that question is really like is who is this person? Okay. Me, if you dig, you will find, like, you're a simple guy, you will find me. But this guy, it was hard to dig, and people were questioning. And Fresher Shwale was saying, like, look, actually, this guy's name is not Medical. He took the name from another individual called his name is actually Mtawari. He took a name from Kalungu. So that's how he came into the country. And then he even started, explaining how he brought, the guy was knowledgeable. I mean, so rest in peace, man. I wish he was here to explain these things. But I was watching him. He was actually saying, like, look, how was the person that actually was in the entourage to bring it? He said his father to bring Bakaunda from Malawi to Zambia. Okay? Because Bakaunda, you know the story of Bakaunda coming from Malawi. And
yes,
he was saying his father was part of that entourage and stuff like that. And he's got a lot of secrets. A lot of, he was saying, like, if I do this, give him now, people will be shocked. But on this issue, me, I'm holding on to a NRC of this guy. And if he wants to take me to, can he tell me what NRC is using? The guy, he was taken to, he was abducted, really, before he knew. By the time he was coming out, the guy was, and then he died. He didn't even finish the story.
Yes.
He didn't finish it. But he was saying, like,
you see, tribe is just something else. We should avoid it at all costs. So what's the next topic now?
The next topic is I think we're gonna close.
We got
you know,
close now.
yeah, we're closing. I don't know if you saw the Charlie Kirk assassination. That guy that was assassinated in the U.S.
I've not seen that one.
There's this guy is a left wing or right wing or whatever he is, but he was well known by internet of talking about how people are and justice system, and then he was very very against the black people. He was saying, hey, it's more like abantu abatipita ninji twala basitani kane, give them privileges. So it was more like that. And then the guy was assassinated. Boom! Kashinga tawa in a video.
I didn't see that video.
Anyway, so that one is not here. We don't even want to go there. But anyway,
Yes.
thank you very much for joining. Let's continue next week. We can update each
Okay.
other, and God bless Zambia.
Yeah.
we don't want
At least
another,
yeah,
somebody else. Yeah.
today the internet has behaved a bit, but it's still breaking.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. God bless.
Much
Zambia.
better. I'll participate next time again.
Thank
Just
you very much.
keep giving me a call. Maybe I can switch from one network to another. Good
Thank you
night.
very much. Thank you. All right.
You're
Good night.
welcome. Thanks.
Why you coming down? We just close again.